Hi, this is David Dusek for Golfweek, golfweek.com, as well as USA Today Sports, and I've got here an updated version of the 0211 iron from PXG. As you might recall, the original 0211 came out a couple of years ago, and that was a club that was designed for players who love the idea and many of the technologies in the 0311 irons, but those clubs are pretty pricey. So the 0211 series was designed to bring some of those core technologies to a broader market, and that's what PXG is trying to do with this updated version of the 0211 iron, along with the 0211 drivers, fairways, and hybrids. Now, what makes this club tick? This club has a pretty interesting setup. In the address position, it's gonna look like a muscle back blade, something a better player would have in their bag. It has a relatively thin top line, but as you'll notice, there is a little bit of offset. Now, it has progressive offset, and that means that as you transition from the long irons that have more offset to the short, that amount of offset is going to decrease. It also has a progressive amount of bounce because most players are going to tend to sweep their longer irons, and they're going to get a little bit steeper with their swing and potentially dig on some of the approach shot clubs. And so adding more bounce as you work through the bag, according to PXG, is going to help those players avoid digging into the turf as they get into their mid and their shorter irons. It's a pretty clever idea. On the inside, there is a technology that is in the current 0311 Gen 3 irons that came out last year, and it's a dual core polymer design. And what that really means is that inside the 431 stainless steel heads, which ordinarily would be hollow, there are two different types of polymer. On the inside is one that's very soft, and it's encased in a slightly firmer polymer. Now, what's the advantage of going with two polymers? Well, according to PXG, the face at the moment of impact is going to flex quite a bit to help to increase ball speed, but those two polymers actually work in tandem to not only improve sound and feel by deadening out some of the excessive amount of vibrations, but it's going to help that face snap back a little bit more effectively as the ball is coming off of the hitting area, and that is going to help to attribute to a little bit more distance. So better sound, better feel, and more distance because of that dual core system inside the heads. So if you're a golfer who's been intrigued by a lot of the core technologies that enhance distance, feel, and sound in the PXG 0311 irons, but they've been a little out of reach financially, you might want to talk to a good custom fitter about the new second generation of PXG 0211 irons.